Hey everybody, this is going to be our intermediate slash advanced follow along class for today. This is really going to cover the forms for our solid belt curriculum, so second and third class. So if you're in first class, if you have the striped belts, you're welcome to follow along, but you might not have learned some of this stuff yet, and that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just take a little piece of each belt level's form that's required and go into detail with it. But first we got to warm up just a little bit, okay? So we're going to start off first with elbow pulls. Okay, and then we're going to do some reverse toe touch. So I'm going to pick my leg up to meet my hand. Okay? Now I haven't done these yet today, so I'm starting kind of low, right? I don't want to start just trying to kick up to the ceiling if I haven't warmed my legs up, loosened up a little bit. You can start working your way up after you've done a few. Okay, let's go to a butterfly stretch. So heels in close, press your knees down towards the floor. We don't need to talk about this, but try to keep your weight forward and down into your hips. Try not to lean back, right, and put your weight backwards. You really want to press down and in so you can open up your hips and use your body weight and use gravity to help you stretch. Okay, and then we're going to do one leg in, one leg out on each side. The other side. Hope you're all having a great day. Today is Hugo's birthday, so happy birthday, Hugo. I hope you're celebrating the best you can in this quarantine time. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. We're going to do one more thing, okay? And what we're going to try to do here is a leg swing in a big circle, so the same path that a crescent kick makes, but I'm not going to kick, I'm going to swing my leg. So I want my leg straight. I'm going to pick my foot up over here, swing all the way around, and put it back where it came from again. Okay, so my whole leg is going to swing all the way around and come back where it came from. Okay, nice and easy. So we can open up that hip. Switch to the other side. This one, it's more important that you make the full circle than it is that you get as high, right? We're really working more on hip rotation than we are stretching out the back of our legs. If you can kick up high, that's a good addition, but don't worry about it. Okay, just do it if you can. All right, so we're going to get started. So we're going to take a little piece of each form. Okay, and what forms are, or kata is what they're called in traditional martial arts. It's a way to practice your training and your techniques when you don't have a partner. It's a way to do your techniques in the air and still practice fighting. Okay, perfect for right now. We're all home alone. So we're going to start with our orange belt form. So if you're a white belt testing for orange belt, you do this striking sequence. You shift and double punch, move in, elbow, elbow. You grab a knee, and then you kick. Okay. If you watched our class on Tuesday, we talked about this, but what we're doing is we're closing the distance, getting our strikes in, opening back up, and trying to make space and get away. All right? So our hands are up, we move in, punch, punch. Now we're still in close. Take a little bit step forward, elbow, elbow. Now we're in really close, so we can grab them, we pull in a knee, and then we push back, we step back to open up some space, and we kick so they can't follow us and come in towards us again. Okay? That's the step-by-step explanation. We're going to do that whole sequence. We're going to do it 5 times. Ready? Do it nice and slow first. 1, punch, punch. Elbow, elbow, grab, knee, space, kick. Okay? Let's try it again. 2, punch, punch. Elbow, elbow, grab, knee, make space, kick. Here's number 3. Go. Elbows, knee, punches, elbows, knee, kick. And last one, ready? Go, 5, punch, elbow, knee, kick. All right, so orange belt test, when you're white belt testing for orange belt, that's part of the form you have to do. After you get your orange belt, next is gold belt. So part of the gold belt form, at one point, we're doing a knife hand block. We grab their wrist, we do a palm heel with each hand, and then we do an elbow smash, okay? And so what this looks like is I'm throwing a punch at Mr. Tyler, he's blocking to the inside, meaning he's in front of me, he pulls forward as he does his palm heel. He does his other palm heel and keeps that hand out to grab, and he throws an elbow right there towards my head or my face, okay? So, when we do the knife hand block, I want my elbow at a right angle, okay? Maybe slightly more. I don't want to be reaching way far after it, okay? It's not a karate chop. I'm going side to side. Fingers are tight together. And then after I block, my hand rolls over and I grab your wrist. Okay, so I block, I grab, I pull this towards me, and I throw a palm heel to your face. I palm heel toward your face, and then I grab your head and throw the elbow. Okay? Now in the form, the block is done on the right arm. We're doing this to the right side. So we're going to start with our right foot forward and do this towards you. Okay? Ready? First time is slow. 1, block, grab, palm heel and pull. Palm heel, grab the head, elbow smash. Ready? Here's number 2. Go. Block, grab, palm, palm, elbow. 3, block, grab, palm, palm, elbow. 4, and 5. All right, now, that's for your gold belt test. That's part of the form there. Next, you would test for green belt. So the end of the green belt form has a technique called a tiger claw in it, okay? And that's the part we're going to look at here. So we're going to do a high block, tiger claw to the throat, and then I pull this hand back, and I twist my shoulders, open up my chest, and throw a palm heel towards your face. The high block, let's just review, remember, it goes up, and then turns over, so my thumb's on the bottom and blocking with that bottom side of my arm. I don't want to do this, and block with the top, with the bony part of my arm right there. Okay? As you get more comfortable with this, what you want to do is block and strike almost simultaneously, meaning at the same time. I'm going to use my water bottle here. The strike, I'm striking to the throat or the neck, and then I lock in and I squeeze. So I hit, squeeze. Okay? My fingers and my thumb are putting pressure in on the sides of the neck. Okay? And then I'm using that as a handle to pull you towards me as I rip in with my right hand and snap my shoulder forward with my left hand. You do this in the form on both sides. So this time we're actually going to do it 6 times, 3 and 3. Okay? So we're going to start with our hands up. We're going to start with our left foot forward. First time slow. High block, grab the throat, palm heel and pull. A little bit faster. 2, block, grab, palm heel. 3, ish, ish. Okay, let's switch our stance. First one slow. High block, grab, palm heel. 2, ish, ish. 3, ish, ish. All right, so that one's pretty, it's simple, it's only 3 steps, but the timing is what can make that tricky, okay, being able to get that strike in as you block. Because if I wait too long, if I block and then try to strike, if I'm facing a skilled opponent, they're going to punch and they're going to hit me again, or they're going to punch and they're going to be covered, and I'm not going to be able to land that. So as we start getting up into these little bit higher belts, we have to start focusing more on timing and making sure we do things with some precision, do it in the right place at the right time, so that we can actually be effective with some of these techniques. Okay, moving on. This is going to be the end of the blue belt form. Okay, this is a little bit longer sequence. This is going to be 6 moves we're going to cover right now. We're going to start with that knife hand block, grab, and palm heel that we already learned earlier. And then this time, instead of another palm heel, I'm going to attack from the side, and I attack at the side of my forearm. It's like a clothesline attack, right? Like I'm just going to swing, okay? So it's similar to a ridge hand, except I want to really hit with my wrist. Pretty much aiming just for the neck or the throat, maybe the jaw. You wouldn't want to do this too high up on the head because the head is hard and bony. You don't hurt your wrist. Okay, so my right hand is forward. I block right, I grab, I pull, palm heel left, twist, boom, and strike with my right hand. Okay? So real quick, I'm going to ask Mr. Tyler to do that strike for you guys. He's going to use his left hand so that you can see it on the camera. So he just swings his arm forward and he's twisting his hip. Boom, right? And he's attacking with this long part of his arm. So that's the first 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to throw a back leg round kick. It's a snap kick low to the knee. So pivot on your front foot, boom, snap to the knee. Plant your foot. Back leg, front kick, hit to the stomach. And then we end with an axe kick, which means my knee comes up, my foot comes around, I drop my heel into my target. Okay? So there's my target. As I kick, boom, my heel digs in and my toes stay up. Okay? I'm not stomping and standing flat. You're picking up your leg and then you're tightening this back side of your leg, your hamstring, you're tightening the muscles, your glutes up here in your butt, so that your leg slices down. Okay, you're not just going to let your leg fall to the floor. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Hands are up. Nice and slow for the first one. Block, grab, palm heel, pipe, round kick low, front kick to the stomach, axe kick down. Okay, now if you learned this form, remember this is actually going towards the back of the room from where you started. We're doing it towards you though. Here we go. Ready? 2, block, grab, palm heel, strike to the neck, kick to the knee, kick to the stomach, and finish the axe kick. Ready? 3, block, grab, palm, pipe, kick, kick, kick. 4, before we go on, one quick thing about those kicks. I have to kick and pull my knee back so I can set it up for the next kick. I can't just kick, fall, I'll be too slow. Here goes number 5, it's the last one. Ready? Go. All right. Now, if you haven't learned these forms yet, and this is a little too fast for you, take a time out, go through it a couple more times. That's all good, okay? We're going to move on now to the beginning of red belt form. So you're a blue belt, testing for your red belt. This is the beginning of your form. And what's happening is I'm stepping forward towards my opponent, and I'm throwing a chop towards their throat, okay? I'm bringing this hand up to help cover my face, and in the form we do this against somebody grabbing and pulling us. So I'm actually going to cover myself so they can't hit me, and then try to capture their arm so I can keep them in close. Hit to the neck, drop your body weight, hammer fist to the groin, circle your arm around, lift up, drop your body weight again to do a strike with your forearm to their elbow, and then we grab and we pull and knee. Okay? So in the form, I'm grabbing Mr. Tyler, he's hitting me high, he drops down, he hits me low, oh, he hits the back of my elbow, and that brings me forward for the knee. Okay? That drop to the elbow, you could hyperextend somebody's arm. You're probably not going to break it from right there, okay? But you could still, you'll put enough pressure on it if you hit correctly to bring them forward to set up your knee. And that's what we're really aiming for, is that nice big knockout shot with the knee. Okay? So, let's see. In the form, we do this straight off to the left. I'm going to angle a little bit towards the camera so you guys can see Mr. Tyler, you do it the normal way. Okay, so we'll just do it at 2 slightly different angles for you. So here we go. The beginning of red belt form. 1, chop, drop and hammer blow, circle, break the arm, and knee. All right, reset, ready? 2, chop, drop, circle, knee. Ready? 3, boom, 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 4, chop, drop, circle, knee. And 5. All right, now, you might have noticed we weren't standing in a fighting stance. For these higher belts, blue belt, red belt, brown belt tests, we start the forms in a natural stance, meaning I'm just sitting with my feet side by side, and then someone attacks me and I have to react. Okay, so we're working off the assumption that maybe we weren't squared up, ready to go, and the guy tried to hit us. Okay, we're having to work on our reaction time a little bit. All right, moving on. Now we have red belt testing for brown. We're going to do, this is from towards the beginning of the form. If you've learned this form, you know it's pretty long, okay? So what happens is we throw 2 blocks, sweep and reverse sweep, both going the same way. Reverse sweep is very similar to our knife hand block, except it stays a little tighter. It's It's more of a deflection and less of a stop your attack. Okay? Boom, boom. Now, what happens in the form is we do what are called bicycle punches. Okay? And you see me toggling forward. I'm going to go to the side here. My arms are circling over each other. Okay? And I'm driving my weight forward to try to drive you back. You could be doing this, right? Mr. Tyler could be striking over and over and over again, trying to just build up some momentum and drive me back, and I'm having to go, whoa, 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 hey, okay? Or some of you that have learned this form, some of you that are a little bit higher belts, we've talked about, he could be punching me, and I'm blocking it, and I'm grabbing, and I'm pulling. So my hands are circling, but one hand is pulling him in, and my other hand is punching him, driving back that way, okay? So you can think of it either way, but it's the same basic movement, right? So I could block, grab his head or grab his shoulder, grab his shirt, and then this circling motion is me pulling him in and punching, and I step up, step up, and then we finish with an elbow smash once we get all the way in. So, for the sake of the form, what we do is block, block, put our weight forward, we throw 6 punches, grab, elbow. Okay, and if you notice the footwork one time, here's the way I want you to do this. After I move out of the way, when I start the bicycle punches, I'm actually going to shift my weight forward with my left foot and then drive up with my right foot. Okay? I'm trying to push you back and then move in. Okay? So here we go. First time is slow. We're starting with our left foot in the front. Our hands are up this time. This is already kind of in the middle of the form. We've already started. So block left, block right, shift, punch, 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 step forward with your right foot, grab, and look how wide my chest is. Boom, and then I twist my hip and I close. I tighten all of this, I twist all of this at the same time. Big finish on the elbow there. All right, here we go. Number 2, block, block. Move in, grab, boom. And notice on those punches, we're not sticking our elbows out to the side. Okay? Ready? 3, block, block, boom, 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 push. Ready? 4, block, block, strike, move in, push, elbow. Ready? 5, block, block, all right. So, that was a little piece from every form from when you're a white belt up until you test for your brown belt. Now we're going to do a little piece of a form called championship form. This is something that brown belts do when they test for black. The black belt levels, you have multiple forms, a little bit different. So you don't just have one thing. But this is part of that form. So what happens in this form, okay, is I step back. This is very similar to a front choke defense that you probably know, okay? And I bring my arm in, I hammer blow to the front, I palm heel to the nose. Now, as I do that, palm heel, I'm bringing this shoulder back, and what's going to happen is I'm going to bring my hand up, I'm going to do a karate chop. So the same part of my hand I use for a hammer blow, my fingers are tight together, that is going to chop forward. It's going to keep going. You already saw Mr. Tyler do it. And I'm going to get my other hand ready. I'm going to spin around and chop. Okay? In the original version of this form, the chop is low, but I like it up high to the neck, so we changed it a little bit. Okay? You could do it low too. It kind of looks cool. Boom. But if we want to actually be able to hit somebody, I'm going to do cha-cha up high. Okay? So, this first part you can imagine is like a front choke defense. Mr. Tyler is getting choked, he steps back, he knocks my arms down, hammer blow, palm heel, then he hits me in the neck. Oh, he spins and he hits me in the neck again. Alright, you could say he's spinning, maybe he did the chop, and I tried to get in here and grab him or something, and he spun around, and he came, okay? Or he could have done an elbow if he was in close, right? Kind of a fun thing, right? I wouldn't necessarily spin that close, but you could. So here we go. We're stepping back with our right foot, get the arms off our neck, hammer blow, palm heel, and bring this shoulder back. Now, chop, spin, chop. All right, that was 1. We're going to do 5 times all together. So here's 2. Ready, step back, block, hammer blow, palm, chop, spin, chop. Ready? Let's start with a piece side by side. 3, step back, boom, 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 chop, spin, chop. 4, and one more time, ready? 5, what's part of the form for your second degree black belt, okay? So after you get your black belt, doesn't mean you're done with karate, doesn't mean you learned it all. There's still way more, okay? You learned way more after black belt than you ever learned before black belt. Just because it's so much for you to learn out there. So this comes from a form that is actually a traditional Taekwondo form. And this is a form that if you're a black belt, you learn and you practice, and then when it's time to test for what's called your second degree black belt, like the second level of black belt, this is one of the forms that you do, okay? And so what we're gonna work on is a double side kick, an arm break, and a back fist, okay? So it's a side kick, you saw Mr. Tyler did it there for you, to the knee, and then to the body or the head, okay? So my knee comes up, even though I'm kicking low, I can't start with my knee down here. I have to start with my knee up high, kick low, then bring my knee in, I kick high. And then the way this arm break technique works, I smash my forearms together, we'll show you in just a second. And then I pull my feet back and together, and I do a back fist, okay? It's also, in some styles of Taekwondo, they do a hammer blow down, but we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm doing one leg, side kick low, side kick high, step forward, smash, and back. And then you actually do it on the other side in the form, so then you can do your right side, right, wow. Okay? And in the form, the first kick is done slowly, and the second kick is fast. We don't have to worry about that today, we can just work on the double kick. Okay? That arm break technique real quick, can you borrow your arm, Mr. Tyler? What's happening is he did a punch, and I'm moving my head out of the way, and I'm pulling back against his wrist and forward against his tricep, trying to pop his arm the wrong way, right? Your arm bends this way, doesn't bend so well that way. That's what I'm trying to do, is hyperextend his elbow, okay? So let's just do this one. We already did it once on each side. Let's do it 2 more times on each side, and then we'll be finished, okay? So left side kick low, side kick high, step forward, smash the arm, and back fist. Now do it on the right. Ready? Lift your knee, side kick low, high, smash the arm, back fist. One more time. The back fist I'm taking. On the left, full speed, go. And on the right, all right. So that was a little piece of each form from what you learn when you're a white belt all the way up to what you learn when you're a black belt. And again, once you get your black belt, doesn't mean you're finished. There's levels beyond that. Like Mr. Tyler's a second degree black belt. He's going to be tested for his third degree black belt soon. Once we can all get back to class, we'll figure that out. There's still more stuff for you to learn as long as you want. Okay? Everybody have a great day. Stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands. Happy birthday, Hugo. See you guys later. Goodbye.